Hey everyone, this is Concho from Concho Sewing and welcome back to another edition of DIY sewing. So in this video tutorial I'll be showing you how to make this chest pouch. As you might expect, it goes on your chest, so this part goes on your back and this part goes on your chest. So let me talk about its features and we'll go right into sewing. So first off, we have a 17 by 28 centimeter pouch. We have two pouches exactly in one pouch. So as you can see, first pouch has nice space here. It has two inner pockets with Velcro with some mesh fabric inside. We have some elastic tape to hold the stuff in place when you're walking or running, the things you put inside to stop them from bouncing. Two pockets inside with Velcro and some pull tabs. We have double zippers on each zipper coil. The second pouch has one bigger pocket. We have some, as you can see, some pulse webbing on the front. We have some Velcro for brow patches and stuff like that. On the back side we have some vinyl mesh fabric. It's quite sturdy. On the sides we have some plastic buckles. On the top we have some plastic adjusters, and on each webbing we have these 3-bar adjusters. This is a 25mm webbing and I will show you how this is done. So let's start sewing. Okay, so for this project you will need to cut 3 parts of this so we have a 17 by 28 centimeters. You will need to cut three parts of those. And also, while marking the middle points on top and bottom side, you will want to mark on the sides 6 centimeters from the top, and we have 11 centimeters to the bottom. So our zipper is going to go 6 centimeters from the top on both sides. Okay, so 3 of those. For the back we need 2 parts of the same size, 17 by 28 centimeters. I'm using this mesh because I have a lot of it. You can use whatever fabric you have at hand. That also goes for the main fabric. I'm using this gray one-coated vinyl in gray color, and you can use whatever you have at hand. Okay, so for the back, it's good to have some mesh on your back so you don't sweat a lot, so the air can pass through. If you don't have something like this, you can use whatever you have. Alright, so continuing on. For the zipper or top part, you will need 4 centimeters by 40 centimeters. And for the bottom part you will need 4 centimeters by 55 centimeters, and you will need 2 sets of those, so 2 sets of the top part and 2 sets for the bottom part. And for the last thing we will use another 2 parts of that same mesh for the pockets. we will have two sets of pockets. Also, you can, for the pockets, you can use whatever you have at hand. This is what I have in abundance. Okay, we'll first start with the top part or zipper part. I forgot to mention that for this project you will also need a lot of webbing, as for any project. So we will need a lot of this 25mm webbing. Alright, so let's first find the middle line for this, for both these parts. So 4 centimeters by 2, that's our middle line. By the way, you can also adjust these measures if they don't suit you. You are free to play around with the measures of the pouch. Okay, now let's cut the fabric. Okay. Now I have a video tutorial on how to sew zippers. If you're unfamiliar with that, you can check them out. I will post the link in the description. And for every technique I mention, I will set it in the description below the video. So, folding this part, this inner part on itself, some 1 centimeter in length. Like that. We will use this as a guideline, so we know we are going, we have the same space between the zipper and the fabric. Okay, now let's repeat that again, actually 3 more times. Now place the zipper. equally like that, so we don't have any bulging in the zipper. Like that. Okay, now next thing we want to do is to use a webbing as a pull tab for the zipper. That's some 9 centimeters or 10 centimeters of webbing. So you place it like that, hold it on itself, and just place it and sew it over some 1 centimeter below above the line here. Double stitching. Okay, now it's time to add some cordage to our zippers. You will need 2 of those, and the measures are 25 centimeters for the cord. Burn the ends. Alright, so this is our first zipper part. As you can see, it looks very nice. We have some pull tabs, we have some zipper pull tabs. Alright, now let's sew the other one. Okay, so I made a mistake again. I didn't press record, so I will have to do this again. Okay, so we'll continue on with the zipper. I will sew, and you can observe and try to learn what I'm doing. 10 centimeter webbing for the pull tab. .26 centimeter cordage. Alright, so we have both of our zippers. Now it's time to start sewing other stuff. So we'll proceed by sewing pockets on both inner sides. Okay, now let's sew the pockets. We have a piece of fabric that will be inside the pouch. And we have a piece of fabric that will be backside of the pouch. So the middle one is not that important of how we sew the pocket, but the backside is important as in just in aesthetic purposes. So we don't want to sew too much on the in the middle of the panel. So you can arrange your pockets however you like, but for this demonstration the inner pocket will be sewn in the middle. So we will have two pockets for the one side and one big pocket for the other pouch. Okay, so let's first start with the middle one. First thing we want to do is to fold this like this and sew it over. Alright, so we want our pockets to be some 4 centimeters from the top. So you can mark 4 centimeters from the top, both sides. Now the next thing we want to do is to sew the Velcro. So let's fold this in half. And mark it so we know that's our middle point. And we want to find the middle. We want to find the middle points of each half. So 14 centimeters by 2 is 7. 7 for the other part as well. Alright, now let's add some Velcro. 4.5 centimeter Velcro in length and 1.5 centimeter in width. That's what I have at hand. You can use whatever Velcro and whatever size you want. Okay. Now, I like to do this this fluffy part of the Velcro is going on the outside of the pocket, meaning that we are sewing the fluffy part here rather than on the back panel, on the middle panel, because it's harder to replace the middle panel than the outer one, than the other outer fabric. From my experience, I found out that the harder part of the Velcro lasts longer than this one. So if you are in need to, if you have to replace it, you have to put it in a way that's easily accessible. So it will be much easier to replace it here rather than here. Okay, so continuing on. So we have our middle points here, and we want our Velcro just below this line here in the middle. Let's fold it in half, and you can see where the middle point is, and you can place it like that, and sew the box and cross shape stitch, or just box shape if you prefer that. Like that. Like that. Now let's do that for the other one as well. Find the middle. Alright, so this is the Velcro. The way we are going to do this is like this. We're going to find the middle point here. We're going to align the middle points here, and we want to align the top of the pouch with this 4 centimeter mark here. So like that, and use one of these and clip it in place. Do that for the other side as well. Try to have the pouch well aligned and flat, so it doesn't have any spots like that. Alright, and next thing you want to do, which is the easiest way, just lift this side up and draw a line where the Velcro is. We are using it as a stencil because that's the easiest way to find where exactly Velcro is sitting. Alright, now we have the Velcro placement. We want the harder part of Velcro facing towards us, because the fluffy part is going downwards. Alright, under the sewing foot. Again, box shape stitch with the Velcro. Okay, now that we have Velcro on both sides, next thing we want to do is to add some pull tabs for the Velcro, for the pocket itself. Alright, so that's some 10 centimeter webbing. You want to place that like that and sew a box shape stitch. Alright, that's done. Next thing we want to do is to place the Velcro, place the pocket like that, and just align the Velcros as best as you can, and the pocket will be perfectly aligned because we took the measures for the Velcro. So we have the middle point here, find the 4 centimeter mark here for the pocket, and sew the pocket. If you're not familiar or new to the channel, you can watch my video where I explain on how to sew the pocket. Also, if you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. It helps a lot, it means a lot. Alright, so align the 4 centimeter mark here. Put a couple of stitching to hold it in place. Take the lower angle of the pocket and align it with the lower angle of the panel, like that. Some 3 to 4 centimeters from the bottom towards the top. Pinch it like that and just fold it on itself. It's like a Z shape, and sew over it. Same for the other side. Align the angles here, few centimeters from the bottom. You have the guiding line from the other side, and just fold it like that. Alright, next thing and last thing for this pocket, we want to sew from the middle point. We want to sew the middle point where the pocket starts and where it ends. So we have actually 2 sections of the pocket. So the middle section, give it a few stitches straight towards this point here. Alright, so that turned out quite well. We have 2 sections with enough space for your stuff and zipper and Velcro to hold it in place. Another interesting thing we can do is to sew a elastic tape over it to stop our things from rattling while we move, run, or do whatever you're doing, to secure them in place, to hold them tight. So use an elastic tape, place it in the middle on one side, try to find the middle, or you can do double tape even, one on the top and one on the bottom here, but I'll do just one. Now add some tension, just pull it a bit, maybe 3 centimeters, hold it in place and sew it. repeat that for the other side. Repeat that again. Now we have some tension. It looks ridiculous now, but once we sew it in the pouch, and the pouch itself will have enough strength to resist this, and we will have the tension in our pockets. Okay, so continuing on with the second pocket. Okay, now let's first start by folding the top side of the pocket and sewing it over itself. Let's add markings, 4 centimeters from the top. Alright, now fold the pocket in half and mark it. Okay, so Velcro size is 6 centimeters for both male and female. We want a pull tab, some 10 centimeter webbing will do. Okay. Turn the pocket on its right side and sew it some 2 centimeters from the top. Now the pull tab. Alright, we have our pull tab. Now place the pocket over on the 4 centimeter mark here. Use one of these clippers to hold it in place. For other side as well. Okay. And now we want to mark where our Velcro is. Just few scratches with a pen will help, so we know where to place the Velcro. Male part of the Velcro. Good thing to do if you don't want to show the back side of the panel and everything you sew is to sew another piece of the fabric over it, just to cover the stuff you sew in, just to cover the stuff you sewn behind it. Alright, now let's place the fabric, let's place the pocket. Align it as best as you can. And repeat the process from earlier. Let's add another part of elastic tape somewhere in the middle or lower part of the fabric, lower part of the pocket, lower third. This is, by the way, this is optional. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. Okay, so both pockets are done. We have the back pocket and the front pocket. Now let's do the front part of the pouch. Alright, next thing we are going to do is the front panel. The first thing you want to do is to mark on the right side of the fabric, because we've done that on the wrong side when we cut the fabric. So translate from the back side to the front side. If you haven't done that, just draw on the right side. Just draw on the right side. Also, don't mind these markings. This is just for test. Alright, so first thing we want to do is to, since we have the middle points here, we want to connect those lightly, or use something you can erase easily. or just draw it ever so slightly, just that you can see it, like that. Next thing we want to do is to mark where our pulse webbing is going to be. So that's sections of 4 centimeters on each side. So if you don't know how to do that, I have a video tutorial about it, which you can check. You can go and check that video out. YouTube algorithms work only if you are watching the video, so liking, subscribing and commenting helps, but just watching the video is what makes it what works with the algorithm, and it puts the video up in the watch list on YouTube. So if you're doing something else, just play the video in the background or mute it and let it go in another tab. It will greatly help. The YouTube policy is getting ridiculous every time. They are favoring the people who are printing out YouTube content every day, which is ridiculous. No one can make quality content every day. It takes time, it takes energy to make one of these video tutorials. So yeah, watching the video, commenting, sharing, subscribing, that would help a lot. And I would also like to thank every one of you who is watching, who is commenting. It means a lot. Alright, we want to place our logo somewhere at the center. Then we want to place a Velcro, part of the Velcro for morale patches, and we want to sew some pulse webbing on the front. Alright, let's sew the Velcro on. It should be some so half a centimeter from the top, by the way. This is a 5 centimeter Velcro. You can use whatever you have at hand, it doesn't matter. Now it's time to place your logo. If you have one, if you don't, it doesn't matter, but I would suggest making one, because every new skill will help you out. It's always good to know lots of stuff. Now we want to sew pulse webbing. As I said, I have a video tutorial about pulse webbing and how to sew one, so you can go and check that out if you don't know how to do that. We'll do just 2 lines of pulse webbing. Obviously, we can't fit the third one in. Alright, now you want to take your back panel and you want to translate these measures here onto the back side. You can do it by cutting out the stencil like that, or just by watching the lines where you sew the pockets, and you can do it like that. I'll use my stencil. Okay, now we want to use this. We want to use this stencil for curvature. I have a video tutorial about that and how to make one of these. We'll post the link in the description. Okay, so for the next thing you need 4 10cm pieces of webbing. You need 2 of these plastic adjusters. These are LK25WG, and you need 2 of these plastic buckles. These are LB25R. Next thing you want to do is to thread this through like this. And you want to sew it just where the curvature finishes and touches this line here. So that will be here. And for the next one, so this is our top side of the back panel. Top side, remember that. You want to sew it lying like that, facing down. You can leave it sticking out maybe 1 centimeter, like that. Now let's go for the next one. We are sewing it where this line finishes. This is the outer side of the webbing. We want it sitting here like this. So it's not in the middle, it's just like this. Alright. Now we want to take our plastic buckle into this part, this female part, like that. And we also want to sew it on the side. So this plastic buckle goes on the side. So this is our top side, and this is our right side, and this is the left side here. We want the plastic buckles on each side, also where the curvature finishes and joins with the line here. Exactly here. The same way we did the plastic adjuster. Okay, now that we've sewn the straps on, now we need to work on the back side. Okay, now for the back side of the pouch, which goes on your back, we want to connect these two pieces. Just sew them 2 times in the rectangle shape, following the line. Now we want to do a cross stitch. Fold the fabric in half, like that. Mark the middle points. And now sew another piece of logo on the back. In the exact middle here. That looks neat. Okay, now we need to edit the edges. Cut the excess fabric. And now take some tape and bind the whole thing. I don't have the add-on for binding, so I'm binding by hand. I'm used to do it like that, and I would suggest you practice that as well. And now you want to fold this like that on itself and just do another round of stitching. Alright, that looks nice. Next thing we want to do is to sew the webbing that will go above and below our shoulders. You will take 2 pieces of 40 centimeter webbing and 2 pieces of 50 centimeter webbing. And 2 pieces of 50 centimeter webbing. If you're not sure about the measurements, you can always measure your chest length and that will give you an idea of how much webbing you need. So you want to take 50 centimeter webbing, you want to sew it just at the angle here, like that, and you want to sew the box and cross shape stitch, like that. Next piece of 50 centimeter webbing on the other side. And now we want to take 40 centimeter webbing and sew it just at an angle on the bottom. So you can see we have 2 pieces going up, straight up, like that, straight up, and we want 40 centimeter pieces of webbing going, we want exactly at an angle, like that. Okay, and this is what we have. Like that. Okay, now we need to start assembling our pouch. Take the bottom part and fold it in half, like that. Find the middle point, that's the easiest way. And mark it on both sides. Now let's start with the back panel. Now let's align the back panel. Let's align the bottom part, middle points with back panel, like that. And start sewing. Now when you don't go straight to the top here, leave some 5 to 6 centimeters, because from the top here, as you can see, this line is where our zipper or top part of the pouch is going to be, so leave some, from the top leave some 8 to 10 centimeters. As well, don't sew it all the way to the top here, because you need to leave some space, some 8 to 10 centimeters. Come back down. Take the zipper, fold it in half, exactly we did with the bottom, find the middle points, align with the middle and sew. Okay, now we need to connect these two. If you remember, I told you that it's better to have more fabric from the bottom than less. So we're going to place, so you can see where our zipper or top part is going, its length. So you want to lift that and just slide the bottom part some 2 centimeters from the bottom, and the rest of it is excess, and we can cut that off. Like that, and sew it over. Okay, so let's repeat the process. Lay down the top part all the way, like that. Lift it and slide the rest of it, like that, some 2 centimeters in, and cut the rest off. Like that. Connect these two like that, flip it under the machine and sew it. Now for the other side as well, like that. Okay, now that we finished that, we want to sew the inner pocket. But before we start sewing, we want to add curvature. Let's add curvature for that style points. And also you want to draw on the other side as well, because you will need it in the next section. So go ahead and do that. Alright, next up, front pouch. We need to sew the front pocket or front part of the pouch. So take the bottom part, fold it in half. So the second bottom part, fold it in half like that. Mark it so you know where the middle point is. Take the zipper as well. Okay, so we are going to repeat the same process we did with the first part of the previous part. We're going to sew the bottom part, the top part, and then we're going to connect those two. So let's start sewing. Leave some space, don't sew it to the all the way. Leave some 10 centimeters from the top. You need to have the space for the zipper. leave some space here. Let's start with the next thing is zipper. Connect the middle points. Now, as you see, this is our lay the top part and roll the bottom part underneath some 2 centimeters, like that. And now you can cut the excess fabric. Same thing, roll the bottom part underneath the top part. Take the sides like that and do double stitching. Okay, now the second one. Okay, so now you want to take the front part of the pouch, front part, and the middle point, and you want to sew them like that. Like this. So the pocket, two pockets, need to face the inner side of the pouch. So let's repeat that. It's important so you don't mess this up. The front, the two pockets, or the middle section with two pockets, needs to face the inner side of the front pouch. Now we want to sew the middle points on top and bottom, and the 6 centimeter mark on both sides, here and here. Alright. Alright, I did this because my machine, it has only one way of transport, and that's the lower feed, and it messes the alignment, so I have to do this. If you're using a machine with only one type of transport, you might want to do that. If you have a walking foot, you're good. Okay, so let's continue on. All right. Okay, so now that we have done that, we have two pieces now, and here's what we're going to do. So you can see this front piece is like, it looks like it's sewn the wrong way to this back side, but it has to be that way. So you take the front whole piece like that, and you just place it inside the back side, back piece, like that. Push everything inside, like that. Alright, and you want to also you want to connect the top and bottom middle points and the 6 cm section on both sides. So let's go ahead and do that. I have to place the camera on the side like that because I keep hitting the camera with the pouch. just follow the stitch you've done on the previous side of the pocket. Go slowly. Now you can turn the whole pouch around and sew it from the other side. It will be easier. Now let's see if we have sewn the pouch the right way, or if this was all just a big disappointment. Alright, so it seems like we managed to sew it the right way. Okay, so now let's edit the inside of the pouch. Let's cut the extra fabric and thread and stuff so it looks more presentable. Alright, so we're not done yet. We have the side which goes on the back. Take some elastic tape and make 4 of these elastic loops. Take the measure out of the webbing like that and make it stick out some 1 centimeter. Okay, so first push this through one of these elastic loop, on each side. Now take 2 of these. These are 3-bar adjusters, LA25S, 25mm 3-bar adjuster. Thread it through the top, the 2 top webbings. That, and now take the pouch, take the right side webbing of the back side of the pouch and thread it through the right plastic adjuster on the right side. So from the bottom, then over inside like that, then over the 3-bar adjuster, through the elastic loop, and you can leave it like that, or you can thread it inside again just to be more presentable like that. Let's go to the left side now. Take the left side webbing and thread it through the left side plastic adjuster. Try to make it even on both sides, so you will have to adjust it on your own. Now Now thread it through the 3-bar adjuster. Through the hook, through the elastic loop, and back through again, like that. Okay, now left side, you will need 2 more of those 3-bar adjusters. Thread the webbing again through the plastic buckle and through the 3-bar adjuster and through the loop. Let's go to the other side. So another 3-bar adjuster, through the webbing, through the plastic buckle, and through the 3-bar adjuster. And through the elastic loop. And that's it. Okay, so this is how it turned out. So the pouch sits exactly on your top part of the chest. It's easy to access. Anything you need is right there. It takes time to adjust, but yeah, it turned out great. Alright everyone, so that's how you make one of these. It takes some time to adjust it, trial and error. One thing I could make different is this lower webbing. They can be a bit longer. For example, they could be some 50 to 70 centimeters. But I made a mistake, but it's not a catastrophic mistake because it works well. So as you can see, everything is snug and it fits perfectly. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video. As I said in the video, watching the video from start to the end helps a lot because YouTube algorithm works. It reacts on watch hours instead of just liking the video. So it would help me a lot if you could watch the video till the end, or if you're bored you can just play it in another tab and mute it and watch something else. But watching the video helps a lot. Also liking, sharing and subscribing means a lot as well. I would like to hear about your comments on your projects, how it turned out. Any questions you might have, you can write them down. And that would be it. If you want to follow me and support me, you can do that. Follow me on social networks. All are in the descriptions down below. You can support me on PayPal and Patreon. if you like what I'm doing, and you can help me keep doing it. Alright, see you in the next video.